If you tried wrapping copper wire on your fishing hook and it did not work, then I need to tell you something that nobody else on the internet will. It was not the copper that failed. It was the way you used it. 95% of anglers who try this technique for the first time make the exact same 5 mistakes and then blame the copper for failing. I know this because over 11,000 comments on this channel alone describe the exact same problems over and over again without exception. Wrong wire, wrong wraps, wrong water, wrong time, wrong species, every time. And every single one of those mistakes has a simple fix that costs nothing. One fix in particular triples the galvanic signal strength immediately, and it takes less than 10 seconds to do before you cast your line. A retired electrical engineer from Lake Fork, Texas, named Hank Morrison, spent 2 years testing every possible copper configuration on his dock. He wrapped over 4,000 hooks with different gauges, different metals, different numbers of wraps, and different preparation techniques. He logged every single result in a notebook like a laboratory experiment. What Hank found after 2 years of obsessive controlled testing is the definitive answer to why copper works for some and fails for others. Welcome to American Fishing, the channel that does not just tell you to try it, but shows you exactly how to make it work based on real tested data. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell right now because what comes next in this video will save you months of frustration on the water. Here is the #1 mistake that kills the copper signal instantly: using coated or lacquered copper wire instead of bare uncoated wire. Most copper wire sold at hardware stores has a thin enamel coating on it that you cannot see with your naked eye, but it is there on every strand. That invisible coating acts as an insulator between the copper and water. It blocks the galvanic reaction completely and your hook produces zero signal. Hank discovered this after his first 300 hooks produced nothing. He was ready to quit until he examined the wire under a magnifying glass. The fix is dead simple. Before you wrap, scrape the wire with sandpaper, 2 passes with fine grit sandpaper strips that invisible coating right off. Suddenly, the same wire that produced zero signal lit up like a beacon. Hank measured a 300% increase just from sanding the wire. That single 10-second fix is the difference between catching and going home. The second mistake is using the wrong gauge wire for the wrong situation. 18 gauge is too thick for panfish hooks and kills the presentation. 22 gauge is too thin to maintain solid contact on heavy-duty hooks. The universal sweet spot that Hank confirmed across 4,000 tests is 20 gauge wire for 90% of freshwater applications in America. And that one correction alone is only the beginning of what Hank discovered because the full system he built over 2 years changes everything. I documented the complete system inside the Angler's Vault. Inside, you will find all 5 critical mistakes mapped with exact fixes. The definitive gauge chart tested across 4,000 hook configurations, and the preparation protocol that guarantees maximum signal every single time. It is all in the first link in the description, right below this video. But stay right here because mistake number 3 is the one that shocked Hank, and it explains why copper works amazingly on some days and not on others. The third mistake is ignoring water mineral content completely. The galvanic reaction between copper and steel needs dissolved minerals in the water to conduct the electrical signal outward from the hook. Pure soft water with very low mineral content produces a weak signal. Hard water with high calcium and magnesium produces a dramatically stronger one. Hank tested identical hooks in Lake Fork versus a soft water pond nearby. The Lake Fork hooks attracted fish from over 40 feet away consistently. The soft water pond hooks barely attracted fish from 15 feet out. Same copper, same wraps, same gauge, completely different results. The solution is the simplest thing you will hear in this entire video. Add a pinch of table salt to your bait before casting in soft water. The sodium ions temporarily boost conductivity in the immediate zone. Hank called this the salt trick and said it rescued every soft water trip. The tackle industry knows all of this data exists in published research. Shimano and Rapala together spend over $40 million annually on research and development for artificial lures and attractants. Their labs have tested galvanic attraction, and they know exactly what works. But selling you a $12 pack of lures every month pays salaries. Telling you to sand a piece of copper wire and add salt does not. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is basic corporate incentive math. And now you know, mistake number 3, and the fix is in your kitchen. Now let me walk you through the last 2 mistakes and then give you the complete fix protocol that Hank Morrison tested over 4,000 hooks. Mistake number 4 is casting copper-wrapped hooks into vegetation or mud. When your hook lands in thick weed beds or sinks into silty bottom mud. The organic material surrounding the hook absorbs the electrical signal. It acts like a sponge that soaks up the microcurrent before it can spread. Hank tested copper hooks in open water versus weedy areas side by side. Open water hooks attracted fish from 40 feet away consistently as expected. Weedy area hooks barely attracted anything beyond 5 feet from the hook. The fix requires a simple change in your fishing location, not your technique. Target clean, hard bottom areas, rocky points, sandy flats, and open channels. If you must fish near vegetation, keep your hook at least 3 feet above it. Suspend your copper rig with a bobber so the signal radiates into open water. That single adjustment rescued Hank's catch rate in every weedy lake he fished. Mistake number 5 is the most common one and the easiest to fix permanently. Wrapping copper on a hook and then letting it sit dry for days before fishing. When copper sits exposed to air, it develops a thin, invisible oxide layer. Not the green verdigris you can see after weeks, but a microscopic film. That film reduces the galvanic reaction by up to 40% on first contact. Hank measured this with a multimeter, and the difference was devastating. A freshly sanded hook produced 0.3 volts in the first second. A hook that sat in a tackle box for 3 days produced 0.18. The fix takes 5 seconds and costs absolutely nothing at all to do. Dip your copper-wrapped hook in the water for 10 seconds before baiting it. Then pull it out, scrape the wet copper once with your thumbnail quickly. That brief water exposure and light abrasion strips the invisible oxide layer. Hank called this activation, and he did it with every single hook before fishing. Now here is the complete preparation protocol that Hank perfected. Step 1. Buy 20 gauge bare solid copper wire at any hardware store. Step 2. Cut a 2-inch piece and scrape it twice with fine sandpaper. Step 3. Wrap 5 turns tightly around the shank with no gaps at all. Step 4. Fold the tail end over the last wrap to secure it in place. Step 5. At the water before baiting, dip the hook for 10 seconds. Step 6. Pull it out and scrape the copper once quickly with your thumbnail. Step 7. Bait your hook and cast into clean open water away from weeds. That 7-step protocol produced consistent results across 4,000 tests. Hank logged a 63% improvement in catch rate versus bare hooks when all 5 mistakes were eliminated and the protocol was followed exactly. 63% more fish for the cost of 11 cents and 30 seconds. Now let me show you the species results from Hank's lake fork testing. Channel catfish remained the absolute champion of copper wire response. Their barbels detected the corrected signal from distances over 45 feet. That is 5 feet further than uncorrected copper because the sanded wire produces a cleaner signal with less electrical noise from oxide interference. Crappie responded beautifully to the activated copper hooks in open water. Hank specifically noted that crappie in clear water hit the corrected hooks an average of 4 minutes faster than hooks with the invisible oxide layer. 4 minutes might not sound like much, but across a full day of fishing, that is the difference between a limit catch and going home half empty. Bluegill in warm, shallow water responded strongly to the full protocol. The key was keeping the hook suspended above vegetation with a small bobber. Bluegill that ignored copper hooks in weeds attacked the same hooks in open water. White perch showed surprisingly strong response to the corrected copper setup. Hank had not expected white perch to appear in his results at all, but their lateral line sensitivity in the clear water of Lake Fork made them one of the top 5 responders across the entire 2-year study. Now for the species that still does not respond to copper wire at all, largemouth are visual ambush predators, and the electrical signal from copper does not register in the part of their brain that triggers strike response. Hank confirmed this across 2 years and hundreds of dedicated largemouth tests. If you chase largemouth exclusively, this technique will not change your results. Honesty about what does not work is what makes this channel worth your trust. One final detail that Hank discovered in his last month of testing. The time of day matters more than most anglers realize with copper wire. Between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, the sun heats the water. Warmer water conducts electricity more efficiently than cool morning water. Hank measured a 22% increase in signal range during peak heat. Combined with the sanding fix and the activation step, that 22% stacks on top of the baseline improvement for a truly devastating advantage. He called the window between 10 and 2 the copper hours and fished them hard. Think about everything you learned in this video right here today. 5 mistakes that kill the copper signal and 5 fixes that cost nothing. A 7-step protocol tested across 4,000 hooks over 2 full years. 63% improvement when all 5 fixes are applied together. The tackle industry knows these details exist in published electrical research. They choose to sell you $12 lure packs instead of telling the truth. The best fishing knowledge lives with retired engineers who test obsessively, not with marketing teams who design packaging for shareholder meetings. If you want the complete copper protocol with the gauge charts and fix guides and the species timing data that Hank logged across 4,000 tests, the Angler's Vault has everything organized and ready for the water. It is in the first link in the description. Grab it before this video ends. Every subscription keeps alive what the industry would rather you never learned. Subscribe, hit the bell, and send this to every angler who tried copper and quit, because the copper was never the problem and now you know exactly what was. Hank Morris improved it across 4,000 hooks, and now you have the proof.